Hi everybody, welcome to G4G here on Marvel Avengers Alliance. I just wanted to do a quick little video for you guys to discuss what I think might be coming in the future Spec Ops where we deal with the Civil War. Now, this first one I think is pretty much a duh moment over here. I think that for the Civil War Spec Ops, we will probably wind up with a situation just like AVX, Avengers versus X-Men, where we had the split missions. And that was where we had the case of you had the three missions, and each side had two parts, and you had the two teams. You had the X-Men side, and you had the Avengers side. And there were some very, very interesting drops back then. Uh, really good ones, too. I think some that I even still have around. And then that's what I think we're going to do with Civil War, is that we're going to have the Iron Man side, and we're going to have the Captain America side of it. And you're going to have to go through each one twice. Now, obviously, the Star Mastery will count per normal, but you'll have to go through it on the Iron Man side, you'll have to go through it on the Captain America side, and likely you will only be able to use heroes that belong to that team or are possibly neutral. Now, in the actual comics, the X-Men stayed out of it. If I remember correctly, they stayed neutral, but whether or not we will be isolated to only a certain team, like only X amount of heroes per mission, that could be rough. I hope they do not do what they did with the Apocalypse Spec Ops, and they had that dwindling team, like you started off with 16, and then I think it got culled down to 8, and then maybe 4. And in order to redo your team, you had to go back to mission 1, set them all up again, and then carry them all the way through. And you had to try to balance things out. That was a really tough Spec Ops. You had to balance out your bruisers, blasters, scrappers, all of that. You had to balance out your bonuses, like who works well together, like say take Psylocke and Captain Britain to the Braddock Academy, and Union Jack Captain America for Proud to Serve, all that kind of stuff. And that was really tough, and the fact that you had to go all the way back to the first mission and redo it so that the trickle tree worked was obnoxious. I probably think it's going to be, hopefully, if you're doing the Captain America side, you can't use anybody associated with the Iron Man side, but then you could use everybody else. And hopefully the agent makes an appearance in all of these. If we have agentless fights like the Runaways and Mission 1 in the current Spec Ops, it could be bad. What costumes do we think we'll get out of it? Well, I think we will get the no cape and no cowl Black Panther. So this is the Black Panther that we have in the game currently, with the collar and the cape. And sometimes he has the collar up, like he does here on this one. However, I think that we will probably get this Black Panther. That's the one who's probably going to show up as an alternative costume. Captain, Iron Man, we really don't need new costumes for them. Black Widow, same thing for them. Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, maybe. I mean, Quicksilver's got stock, the Bisquics, and the AU costumes. Scarlet Witch has got Stock Witch, Stripper Witch, and the AU costumes. So they're both sitting kind of pretty right now. And I don't think they're going to have Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch change that much between Avengers 2 and this. So I don't really see anything for them. This picture makes me think possibly we could see original Falcon, but I don't think so because he's not portrayed that way in the movie. I do think we might get an alt for Winter Soldier with his maskless variant. That would be this. So we're looking at Marvel Heroes now. That's his movie. That's his maskless variant. And that's the Bucky one. This one is probably more the look we would get, but it's so close to the movie one that I don't think it's different enough. We may wind up with something like this. Um, in terms of passives, what could we see from some of these new suits? I can't predict that. I do think Black Panther will probably come as maybe an infiltrator scrapper. Could be an idea. Winter Soldier, he sounds like, honestly, I think the only other thing I could see for him is another infiltrator. Possibly a blaster. Maybe he'll be like infiltrator blaster. If they want to do the we'll give you something that he isn't, bruiser doesn't fit. Tactician, mostly tacticians are planner minds in this game, people who plan things out. Not that I would call like Storm a planner, but Cyclops, obviously. Iron Man, obviously. Then again, you had people like War Machine who were not really planners either. So maybe Tactician Blaster. And that could be interesting. However, Tactician on Winter Soldier at level 15 would be deadly as hell because he could put out the mines in one turn and then blow it up in the same turn. That's a scary thought for him. If you have a team that does a high amount of debuffs in round one, like a Red Hulk Gala Bomb, or Charge of Witches, or the Agent, and then in round two, he's got, he's just blowing up multiple people. Like in round one, he puts out the mines. Round two, shot. Round two, shot. And blow up, blow up. Really, really deadly. So, those are my predictions for it. Captain America, Black Widow, Iron Man, Vision, Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver. I don't think they're doing it. In the stream where we talked about this yesterday, we thought maybe Spider-Man. But Spider-Man's not looking that different from any other iteration of Spider-Man that we have. I mean, what are we going to call it? Terrible CGI Spider-Man? Deadpool-eye Spider-Man, as a quote from chat. So, not really too sure what we've got going on there. I just really don't know what we could do for anybody else other than Black Panther, Winter Soldier. Honestly, actually, Winter Soldier is maskless in this game. So maybe they will have a masked variant of it, or the more straight up Bucky look to it, the slightly less evil. But, I mean, as you can see here, we've always hated this Winter Soldier sprite. He looks pudgy around the midsection as compared to over here, where it's just, it's a straight down slender build. Over here, it's like, it's Beer Gut Soldier. Homer Soldier. But, yeah, it's, maybe we will see a masked variant of it. And possibly the Bucky look to it. I mean, they have done crazy things. Let's not remember, Star-Lord's default skin is Movie Lord. But none of the other Guardians is the movie the main. Like Gamora, Drax, they're all the alts. Star-Lord, because he was first, is the only one that came as movie. So maybe this will be kind of like that. This is his default, and then something from the movie. Who knows? My shocker, he is just a few moments away from training to 3. I've been having a little fun with him. Running him with Cammy right now to set up a flanked, and I'm going to be doing a video on Shocker pretty much as soon as this one renders and gets uploaded. Mostly, probably going to hit it after I get him to level 6, because the Shocker Mobile is just a big exploitation move. We can kind of predict what that is. It's melee, so that's going to be interesting against drainers. He's going to get drained if he hits somebody with that. So, yeah, definitely look for a Shocker video coming up. And I still need to get back to the Can They Be Good Again series. And I also need to get to the top most impactful heroes. I recorded it 3 times several weeks ago, but they were always like 40 to 50 minutes apiece. So knowing that, I'm going to have to break it down into at least 2 videos. So it is coming, and it's been recorded once. I just have to redo it to make it more digestible for YouTube. So, Take care, everybody, and I'll see you guys on the battlefield.